Okay, hello. Hope you're doing well. I'm Milo, and well, I know last week I said I was going to play Kellogg's Mission Nutrition, the breakfast cereal advertising game inspired by Donkey Kong Country, but I couldn't get it working. Windows 98 just didn't want to install, and I tried for a long time, and it didn't work out, so I'm sorry. But here, we got some other fun stuff to play. So, Siactro, rendered in Japanese here as Siactro, so just basically Siactro. It's the same. Also known as Marcus Horn. He's a guy totally trying to bring back the late 90s game by game dude. I've featured his work on stream before. First with Kiwi 64, a Banjo-Kazooie homage, and then with Macbat 64, a homage to various N64 games, and Silver Trigger 64 most recently in a rare homages and demakes showcase of some kind. I don't remember which one. It's a GoldenEye one-button rail shooter. Pretty cool stuff. So that's the kind of thing that we've seen from Marcus before, and that's where my interest has been, is in the rare-based stuff. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on a sec. Sorry. Hello? Yep, I did that this morning. Okay, thanks. That was the doctor. I had to return the equipment from my sleep study. There's a whole bunch of stuff they strapped to my body to see if I have sleep apnea. It was a real hassle, and I slept terribly. So if I am not feeling 100% today, that's why. Hi, Gibbon. Gibbon's doing some other stuff, but she's here. Good stuff. Good to see you. Okay, so with that interruption out of the way, I said that, yeah, we played some N64 style rare homages, but Siactro's done a whole lot of other stuff recently. His focus has been mostly on the Tori series, but the other two games here, Hungry Ducks and Tasty Ramen, do tie into the Tori series in ways that we will observe, because I'm going to play all 6 of these games today. They're quite short, so it should be perfectly doable. These 6 all have 2 things in common. They are evoking 90s PlayStation 1 style aesthetics, and they have some slight spookiness factor to them while maintaining a cute look. So it's nothing that's going to be too horrifying or actually scary, but there's a little bit of like creepypasta vibes about them at times in a charming little way. So why don't we jump in, and we're going to start, well, we're going to play them in roughly chronological order. So starting with Tasty Ramen, a colourful PS1 styled spoopy game about a haunted bowl of ramen. It's described as a beta that's in development. I'm not sure if Siactro is currently still working on it. He seems to have shifted focus over to Tori, continuing that series. But yeah, the original release of this was for the Haunted PS1 Demo Disc, which is a cool, fun idea where a bunch of people got together and made demos for this hypothetical creepypasta demo disc for the PlayStation 1. But originally it was for Scream Solstice, which is a thing that I could not find anything for. You click this link and there's nothing there. So anyway, that's fine. Yeah, I don't really know what the gameplay of this is, so we're going to find out. Oh, there's a thing here, submission to Scream Solstice. So there's an itch page for it, and it's a sort of jam, ran in 2019. Okay, that's cool. Good stuff. All right. Basically a game jam game made in 10 days. And yeah, let's see how it goes. I think all of these run in full screen, so I'll be able to capture them. Just turn that off, turn this on. How's the volume? Looks okay. I won't be able to monitor volume during the game because they're full screen apps, so let me know if it's too loud or quiet. Just capture the window. Is that working? No, that's not working. How about now? Whoop. Sorry. Oh, wow. I did not expect voice acting.
Some broth. Sesame oil.
getting my second screen up so I can check if it's working. It is working, great.
And finally, the noodles.
So he's describing how to make ramen in a very sinister way. I don't know who this guy is, but he spooks me out. Oh, look at that lovely low-res texture work. Very nice. Oh wow, hello, boss. His headband says boss.
It's still dark.
Yep. Lovely cherry blossoms. I like the low poly bicycles. Oh, am I playing? Okay, I'm playing. Alright, it's a first person game. We're playing as the ramen chef guy. Very cute car. In a tiny little Japanese neighborhood. Very cute. Okay. Let's explore. And don't get spooked.
Is going to be a successful day.
So that's the ramen shop. That's the other entrance for the ramen shop. That says open. Everything's written in katakana, so it's very easy for me to read. What's this say? Ramen. I love the tiny wheels on these cars. They're out of proportion, but in a fun, stylized way. Big ramen shop, actually. Did I see a train go past? There it goes. So cute. I love how everything's modeled in this. Alright, let's walk around a little bit. I suppose it wants me to go into the shop. Whoa. Oh, this isn't a ramen shop, is it? It's like a grocery. Ah, now this I can't read because it's in kanji. Just walk around a bit fast. Tower. The tower. It's Tokyo Tower. Some music coming from this house, I think. Not house. Some kind of building. Again, I can't read that. I'm sorry. Oh, from the karaoke place. That makes sense. Okay, so this is a first-person adventure game. Obviously, the guy spotted something and said, huh, but I didn't spot it myself, so I'm a bit clueless here. Oh, I can pick stuff up. That says ebi backwards. The texture is reversed or something. So ebi is prawns, I think. Poor microwave. Eee. That said beef. That also says ebi. So it's like different flavors of instant ramen noodle. Pot noodles, you know, cup. Okay, so it is a grocery store, but everything they carry is ramen themed.
Is that you?
Whoa, loud. So this is where a ramen shop owner would go to get everything they need to run their business. Who's Ren? WC. The water closet. Oh. Huh? Ah! The haunted bowl of ramen tossed me out. It's so cute though. Oh, and now the anime opening. That's Ren. Complete with karaoke subtitles. This is so well done. Oh no! This is perfectly pitched for the kind of parody that it's being. No, I haven't checked if this game has controller support. Episode 1, a flower-based menace from another world. Is this the shopkeeper from hell? That's also perfect as an episode title for an anime.
I can't believe I'm late.
It also sounds like a lot like an anime dub.
Shop should be close by.
Oh great, it does have controller support.
I would rather visit the Cherry Blossom Festival. I am so sorry for being late. I overslept and... Uncle?
Okay, the speed of
Hello?
camera movement is quite slow, but that's the drawback of using a controller over the mouse, and I'm fine with it. So we're playing as Ren now, that's nice. Oh. Okay, so Ebi, prawn, taco, octopus. Uh-oh. Ah, it spotted me. No electricity. Get the battery. Ah!
Ouch. I need to be careful.
I got caught. Okay, now I know what kind of game this is. It's an avoid 'em up. You run away from the haunted bowl of ramen. It looks so cute though. I've said that before. Oh, it appears to be stuck on the shelf over there. I don't know how to interact on controller. Okay, I got it. So I have a drink. I'll just put it with the other one for now. And I want to grab that battery on the way through. Oh good, it didn't spot me. So I'll just plug this in. Okay. Are we good? I need to find more batteries, I guess. Oh, and that says beef, and that says more beef. Lots of beef. Ah! Ah! Oh my gosh, that is spooky. Ah!
I need to be careful.
Some jump scares happening. Okay, well, here's another battery. Alright, I know my objective. I know how to do it. Oh. Okay. Oh gosh, no. Ah! Hmm. Oh, I still have it.
Careful.
Great. Ah, go away, go away, go away. Ah!
Ouch. I need to be careful.
Well, if I can lure the ramen somewhere and then it gets stuck, that would be great. That happened last time. I shouldn't have freed it. I should have grabbed all the batteries while I had a chance. Oh, I wonder if I can use the boombox to lure it. I'll just... Oh, no. Please! Well, I avoided it. No! Hopefully you can pick it up, but the sound of the ramen bowl's squeaky shoes sort of pans over the channels, and it also gets louder when it's closer to you, and that's how you know. Okay, I saw it scoot off to the left. Oh boy. What I can do is drop this closer. Oh, great. Yeah, so that's how you distract it, by throwing things around. Let's try it with the boombox like I thought I should. Ah! Direct hit, made a noise, and then it ran off. Okay, I managed to distract it with that battery, I think. Nope, it's coming.
I need to be careful.
This is great. So this is the beta version. There's some information in the updates section. Ooh, okay. On itch, like a developer can publish little blog posts about updates to the game. So it's been updated a couple of times since its initial launch, but and it was intended as episode 1. Episode 2 was said to be in development at some point. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's been a bit silent since 2019. Where to go? Top row done. Although it's already partially done. Where did it go? Okay, so there's one battery. I need to find the others. I need 5 more. Here's one. Uh-oh. Grab something. Ah! Okay, this is where the mouse is actually a huge advantage. I came back holding the cash register, because you can whip around much faster. Now what was that crunching sound? Uh-oh. Okay. So I assume it's right click to throw. No, it's left click for everything. That's fine. Oh. Help. Nah. I made a trap for myself. Okay. Oh, press E, of course. E to pick up, left click to throw. Oh god. Wow, I avoided detection. The scary music went away. Uh-oh. Hide. It's stuck on a battery again. Oh, I thought I would throw it further than that. Yeah, I think it's still stuck. Not so scary now, are ya? Oh! Okay, so that's what the crunching sound is. It's eating the prop. And when it eats it... Ah! Then it returns to base. So that's something I can do. If it's running straight at me, I can throw a box in its face. And of course the box is full of ramen, everything is. And the ramen bowl wants to eat more ramen. That's the logic. Oh, I should try throwing some sake at it, of course. Alright. First step, get it to return to base. Go on, buddy. What? Okay. It just gives you a brief moment. All these props here are actually trapping it effectively, though, so I could continue my battery hunt right now. Yeah, that's an exploit. Awesome. Love it. Can't do that to Pyramid Head, can you? Wonder if there's any batteries outside or if they're all in the shop. How many more did I need? 5 more? 1, 2, 3. Well, I can work on that for now. No batteries here. 98 yen, that's cheap. Oh, here's one. Excuse me. Okay, I can pick it up from there. Great. All right. So we have our plan of action coming up. What's that? What's that bottle? It could be alcohol. But let's try the one that's just inside the doorway here. Still stuck? Yep. Okay. How about some of this? And then avoid detection, and we're all good. Oh, great. Oh, couldn't pick up the bin. Ah! Oh, it ate a box on its way through. Okay. Oof. Spooky. So I'm still missing one battery, I think. If I'm quick, while it's roaming around out there, while it's going back, I can hear its squeaky shoes. Yeah, still one more to go, and they've all been inside the shop. What? What? Hello? It's a floating fish or cooked prawn, maybe? With a face. You're freaking me out. Ah, another one. They're everywhere. I've been spotted. Oh, it grows big. Oh. That was pretty cool. I dodged it for a second. Oh well. Right. These things are scaring me. Do they just exist to block my progress? Okay, it ate that box. Where's the last battery then? Yeah, now that we're nearing the end of the game, I think it's spawned these as obstacles. Over here. Aha! Okay. Oh, great. No! Totally getting in my way. Ah! Yeah, that was futile.
Ouch. I need to be careful.
Water, it looks like. Okay. Hey, buddy. Why are you coming this way? Ah! Uh-oh, uh-oh. No! I got 2 batteries a little closer, I guess. We're nearing the end now. I believe it ate the boombox earlier. So, any hope of using that to form an audio distraction? That's no good. Oh, great. It's stuck on the battery again, but it hasn't spotted me. Ah! Great. Ugh. Didn't quite get out of the way in time. Okay. Where's it going? Where's it going? That way. Great. That gives me plenty of time. Woof. What a tense game. Uh-oh. I hear those squeaky shoes again. I don't even know why I'm doing this. That's another thing that was planned. Was more cutscenes. Aha! So with all those batteries, we've powered the air conditioning system, which has frozen our ramen bowl friend solid. Great. What do I do now then? Cherry Blossom Festival's in spring. It wouldn't be that hot, but yeah, I guess depending where you are, might be good to have aircon on. But they really cranked it apparently. Like, okay, so I have it now. Where am I going to take it exactly? Because the uncle got taken by the bowl. What do I do with it now that I'm here? I cannot make out what those say. In the bin with you. Okay, I didn't expect that. Oh no. So it shattered, but I think its spirit left and returned through the wall. Here it is. Hello? Oh! Did I get possessed? That must be an ending. What's happened? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh no. It's gotten extra spooky.
Oh, come on.
Suzuki to be continued. And that, I believe, is the end of episode 1. Complete with an ending theme. Ah, yes, I believe Siactro does post prototypes and such on Patreon. Nice. So this is from 2019 and was included on the Haunted PS1 Demo Disc 2020. Shopkeeper. So I was looking at my notes and actually missed the credit for Ren's voice actor. So I'm just checking a video. Oh, there's a different ending. Somebody found the uncle. I'm on a video. I don't know, whatever. Just checking the credits on a video here. Enjoy this title screen. Ren voiced by Shishi Shiena. Good stuff. That answers that. Wow, now I know a lot more about ramen, for sure. So, the next one I'm playing is Hungry Ducks. Next one in order, 2020. Made for another sort of haunted themed thing. The Haunted PS1 Summer of Screams Jam. Described as a small game, similar interface, and yeah, it's about spooky ducks who are hungry. Nope, wrong one. I double-clicked the wrong Xe, wouldn't you know? Hungry Ducks. Here we go. It's just jumped straight into it, so make sure to capture that. There it is. Perfect. And this is also... Oh, I can move, but I can't change my looking angle with the controller, so mouse and keyboard it is. Oh boy, spooky duck. So yeah, Hungry Ducks. The idea is you feed the ducks, and if you fail to feed the ducks, you become the food, and that's where the spookiness comes in. Similar to the bowl of ramen, they'll run at you, they'll attack you. You can only place an apple down if you're looking at the spot where you're going to place it on the ground. Oh, I became the food. So this duck looks pretty normal and happy. You can even pick the ducks up. They get a bit mad, but you put them down and they rush for the food. I guess... Oh, I see. Okay, I get it. The duck eats until it is satisfied and falls asleep, and then you deposit Sleepy Duck in the Sleepy Duck zone. Good to know. And then we'll just grab another apple so we're ready. But I think the angry ducks probably eat more than the happy ducks. Oh, it's getting stuck just like ramen did. Looks like it might be reusing some code from that, perhaps. Get out of their way, or you will become lunch. Okay, cool. So remember what these ducks look like. We might be seeing them again. Oh, okay. So when it's eaten a bit, it becomes less angry. And finally, sleepy. I feel asleep. Me too, duck. Me too. I'll just fill this up. Nope, you gotta wait till it's empty first. Ah! That was close. This is like puff of smoke is where they spawn from. Oh no, it's some eggs. Okay. They're hatching from the eggs. Food, please. Eat the apple instead of me. Ah. Uh-oh. More ducks. These ducks are a real handful. Ah! I got munched. And yeah, I guess that's hungry ducks. And you just keep going until you lose. How many did I get? I don't know, 6 or something? Very cute stuff. Great. Well, that's all the context we need to get into what Tori is as a series. So the 4 Tori games, they sort of follow on from each other. Let's read the instructions for the first one. Tori 3D, a bite-sized 3D platformer with a few weird elements. This game is available for $1 US, but it's also been ported to Switch with thanks to the assistance of Diplodocus Games, and I'll talk about them later. From that, one of the level designers who worked on Tori 3D and Tori 2 got a bit bored during the early stages of Tori 2's development, tried to come up with some new and outlandish designs and ideas, and made 4 remixed levels, and that's Tori Jumbled Jam that was released post 2, but I'll play that second. Then I'll play Tori 2, a full-blown sequel, some cool stuff in there, and then Tori Genesis, the latest release, that is a Sonic the Hedgehog homage. That's the big picture, but let's jump into it with Tori 3D. Now, I've played this game before, and I'll make sure I'm showing you the footage that I'm capturing here. This game actually does pause when you're outside of it. Okay, that should be working. Yeah, so like I said, 4 little fun obstacle course kind of speed platformers. This is from 2021. There's a new soundtrack. I'll play with the new soundtrack. Why not? But yeah, I've played this one before, so I'm not going to do a 100% run. I'll just go through it and show you what it's all about. But I'll play Jumble Jam to completion and Genesis 2, especially because they're shorter ones. You can double jump. Yes. There's these bees. This is kind of the tutorial level. We were introduced to that sort of spooky ghost thing. The glitched sort of angel, dark angel thing. Angel of death, I guess. Big star. Did we get any plot yet? I guess there's not much to it. But yeah, the idea with every one of these levels is you complete them, but you can also go for all stars and go for best time. And there's times that are set by the dev, and if you get a good time, you get an A rank. And then there's unlockable characters. By getting all the stars, you get Macbat from the game Macbat 64, who has infinite jumps, very useful. Tori does have a double jump. She can jump again in midair. Haven't really done that yet, haven't needed to. And by getting all A ranks on timing, you unlock the Ramen Bowl, who is extra speedy, as we saw when it caught sight of Ren in the Ramen game itself. So I don't know if they're unlockable in Jumble Jam or anything. Hopefully I can show off some of their gameplay but when you're playing as Macbat or Ramen, you can't earn like you can't earn A ranks. Well, I guess you wouldn't have a need to because you would have already got them in all the levels up to that point. I know that in Tori 2 there's bonus levels, and if you use Ramen in those, you can't get the A rank for time because you can unlock the Ramen by getting the A ranks in the normal mode levels. It's complicated. Anyway, this is kind of where the spooky glitch stuff starts coming into it. We've seen a few of these already, but there's sort of a tear in space-time and you can see code behind it. This is the first kind of creepypasta element you'll notice in the game. We also saw the duck enemies, which I didn't point out at the time, but they're lifted directly from Hungry Ducks. So there's the continuity between these sort of mini spooky things. All right, now that we've seen that, that's the basic way the game works. In terms of its structure, there's 9 levels in 4 different environments. So these 2 are in that cityscape, and then 2 in a water zone, etc. And then once you do them all, you get access to the last level. So I'll do the ones in order of their theme. And there were the Angry Ducks. The star glitches out. This is some more spooky elements coming in. That star kind of got a scarier face for a bit and started approaching, and all the color changed. I gotta say, those kind of spooky elements are maybe toned down a little in the sequel. So this is the game that is more about having those sort of creeping subversive elements of spookiness, but they do exist in the sequel too. Oh boy. So some slight jump scare style stuff happening at times. Whee! And if you stay still and watch, it will approach. But I think you can pretty well get a 100% run pretty easily with the stars on a fair few of these levels. Getting an A rank in time first try is a lot more unlikely. You gotta do a few runs and get better at the movements that you need to do. Oh, Gibbon said in chat, this is very pink. Yeah, very strong aesthetic style, inspired by 90s, like stereotypical 90s aesthetic fashion stuff. It's cool. I don't know if it's like vaporwave or whatever, but it's something close to that. Yeah. Whoa, boy. Yep. Oh no, my ice cream. Very spooky. Okay. So you can treat it as a cute little, obstacle course time trial thing, but these kind of spook moments sort of take it to another level of interestingness. Now this level I always saw as a Sonic homage. Absolutely. This kind of oil platform thing. Got the giant cephalopod out here lifting things around. Again, those angry ducks. We're going to see them all over these games. They're a common enemy. Along with these bees that remind me a lot of the bees that you see in Slap City and its predecessor, of course, that I showed on one of my streams about that company. I'm sorry. What are they called again? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I played a bit of Bop Saber, which was that one-button fighting game. The bees were playable characters. Oh, that was it. And I even got a B rank. That's pretty good. Daniel Rima and Ludosity. Yeah, Ludosity. That was it. I remembered. See, my brain's in gear totally. I'm a totally normal day. For me, thank you. How about you? I didn't at all get like half the sleep that I usually get. Did I miss something back on? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we're going there later. Oh, I missed a ton of stars. Oh, well, never mind. Oh, but I want Macbat. Okay, we'll restart. We're going to do a Macbat run. Which means getting all stars. It doesn't take too long. And I do enjoy going for the time trials, but it's a bit more trial and error. Could take a bit longer. I'll do it in the other games that I haven't played before, but this one I have. I played the Switch version by Diplodocus. Diplodocus was involved in some of the level design as well on some of the Tori games. As well as, yeah, doing the ports for console. Yeah, you might know Diplodocus for their game Regina and Mac, which is very much a Banjo-Kazooie homage in a lot of ways. And quite well done at that, although a bit kind of amateurish in ways. Like, there's very little animation in it. For one thing, as an example. But I found it very charming. And it sort of made news because it was released on the Wii U, but long after the Wii U was discontinued. And I thought that was a great novelty. Oh, great. Luckily, you do keep all your stars collected, even when you get returned to a checkpoint like that. Yeah, so I played it on Wii U, which is not the best way to play Regina and Mac because they don't tell you this anywhere, but it only plays on the gamepad. There's nothing displayed on the TV at all. I thought this was a bug at first, but yeah, the 480p gamepad is what you'll be playing on the whole time, which if you're prepared for it in advance, I guess might be okay, but it was kind of a rude shock, to be honest. Just let's have a look at these cool spaceships over here. Nice. Very cool. Oh, I think there might be something hidden over here. Yes, that was it. And that's the last of our stars. But yeah, perfectly playable on the gamepad, but you aren't given any other option. You can also get it on PC and I don't know, somewhere else probably. Of course, this whole collaboration between Siactro and Diplodocus is culminating in the upcoming release of a game collection on Xbox platforms. It's going to include Tori 3D, this game I'm playing right now, Tori 2, the sequel, Macbat 64, the early game that I have featured on stream before, which is the Nintendo 64 homage starring the little bat chap. Very cute stuff. Well pitched homages there. Oh yeah, ice physics. Everybody loves those. It's cool though. It's fine. And the fourth game in the collection is Diplodocus' own Regina and Mac. So it's nice to see them working together like this. Of course, there has been a full game release crossover. Diplodocus' game after Regina and Mac was Regina and Mac World, a 2D platformer where you play as the, what are they, an iguana and a macaw, is the Regina and Mac duo. Mac is silent, but Regina is very sassy. And Macbat himself was also playable in that game. So Siactro lent the character of Macbat to Diplodocus to use in that. And he plays in these like auto-scrolling like helicopter game levels. To be honest, I played Regina and Mac World and it was okay. It's not in the upcoming collection. Regina and Mac itself, the original game, is I would say more worth your time. Yeah, I was a little disappointed that the crossover. Okay. Oh! Yeah, another little jump scare thing. But yeah, very cute ice world. I just love the colors used in this game, the aesthetics. It's very nice. And Tori controls really well. Like, she's got just the right amount of speed for the levels that you're in. And they're very well designed, I think. And just, yeah, quite chill. That's why I wanted to revisit them in this stream. Because they're short games, but they're just nice to just play through. Yeah, so that was a big slide kind of level. Slides, of course, a huge component of that era of 3D platforming. I'm always reminded of this. Hungry Mountain Peak is our next level. It's another ice one. Ah! I knew they were here. So we have snowballs that kind of jump scare you with the spooky face. Don't get too close to them. And yes, there's a run button and a jump button, and that's all you do. And you can double jump. You know that, and you know how the entire game works from that point. Not that it's a very long experience. Doesn't outstay its welcome. But in my book, Tori is very welcome, and I don't mind them continuing to release more Tori games because they're so cute and nice and fun to play. I played through all of Toree 2 the other day, again on the console port, and yeah, I'll be playing that again on stream as well. These two were Toree 3D and Toree 2 were were both included in the itch bundle supporting Ukraine. So if you purchase that, then you will have access to them. Otherwise, yeah, they are available for $1 US. I believe they're in Steam as well. And the two bonus games, Toree 3D Jumble Jam and Toree Genesis, are free. Ah, the spooks. Where's my last 7 stars? Here. Done. Showtime. And now, my favorite levels. The Cyberpunk Cityscape. This is Neo Osaka. Where you're on a glowing cyber highway jumping across the tops of vehicles. I think it's a really cool idea for a level. There's a similar aesthetic in Astro's Playroom, actually, which is cool. But yeah, if you're familiar with this kind of 90s, 2000s cyberpunk, Neo Japan stuff, Akira, Time Splitters 2 kind of riffs on it. Yeah, it's nice. Just check out these signs. That one says hotel. We'll get closer to other ones later. I don't know what the one on the left says. Again, I'm not great with kanji. Those particular characters. Yeah. Yeah, at this point you start having to wait for cycles, which isn't the best, but, you know, it's cool. You do get momentum off a moving truck if you jump in the same direction that it's already moving. So that's cool. Ugh! Oh, very close. I'm Tori the chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah. Well, Tori is also... Ugh, just in front of the checkpoint. That was stupid. Tori is, of course, based on a Japanese word for bird, Tori. And they romanized it with 2 E's for the name of this character. This cute little chicken. Ugh!
Game of death.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to judge distances. So you might need to observe the cycles a little bit. Oh, come on.
Look at the game, not at me.
Okay. This is a cute little animation thing that I noticed while playing Tori 2 is if you're standing still, Tori has this kind of idle pose, but if you press the run button, but without moving, she sort of leans forward slightly. Oh, she's not doing it now. Ah, whatever. You can tell when she's running because she also gets the little sparks around her feet. Ugh! Sorry, hold on. Okay. So there's little smoke puffs when you're normally walking, but then when you start running, there's a visual element to it, and that's cool. Just adds to that sense of speed. So I call Tori she because she's voiced by a female voice actor, but not much is said about Tori the character in game material. Okay, so we're hearing that glitchy audio from the first stage again because we're near the billboard with the evil ghost character on it. The one who stole my ice cream. Okay, so we're back in the cyber highway. This time there's enemies on the trucks. There's multi-level trucks, which is a bit funny. Okay, can get that extra momentum from the conveyor. Ugh! Sorry. That really took me by surprise. Okay. I could be using the camera, but oh well. Ugh! Well, we got all those stars. That's the important thing. Now I can avoid that truck this time. Get the speed off here to make it all the way to this van. Although you do need to wait for it to arrive over here. Ah. Now, I don't remember if we need to get stars in the final level to unlock Macbat, but you need to have beaten the game to get the extra characters unlocked. Because it takes so long to go for the time trials, I don't know if I'll be able to show off the ramen bowl as a character, but they look exactly like they did in Tasty Ramen, the game. And yeah, they just run faster than Torrey does normally. And now the second layer highway where everything is crashed, jumbled up. It's a bit like cluster truck almost. Or I guess the normal highway is more like that actually. My collectathon instincts will not let me leave a star behind, so I might as well use it to also unlock Macbat. Alright, so that's all the normal levels, which means we should have unlocked its world, the world of it, which is that Angel of Death guy, person. It will tell me when I unlock the characters, so yeah, I think we do need to beat this, and it looks like there's stars here too, which I wasn't sure about. There it is. Its world has got to be a reference to Sonic as well. With there's a music track called His World in one of the games, maybe Adventure, I'm not sure. So yeah, that influence has always been there in the series, and it's Marcus Horn Siactro was actively acknowledging it with the release of Torrey Genesis for the 31st birthday of Sonic, which we'll get to later in the stream. That'll be the last thing I play today, because it's the most recent, released 19 days ago at time of recording. So this level's kind of a mashup of all the level themes together. So there's another platform down here. Nothing to grab though. Oops. It's okay. Now we're on this kind of ruined highway. Trucks in midair, going off at angles. Yeah, I love this mashup element. We're in this sort of distorted dimension where everything's kind of thrown together haphazardly. It's really cool. It's just perfect for the kind of 3D platformer, obstacle course type game that this is. Whoa, okay, gotta catch that cycle. Okay, just quick check over here. I guess that's an alternate way. These aren't moving. The conveyor's not moving, I mean. But I saw some stars over here, so I need to go for them. Which way? These are moving. Okay. Oh, that was so close. Okay. So I think, yeah, grab that one on its way back. Oh, that one works too. Okay. 3 more stars over here. Yes, that's it. We did it. Oh! That's okay, we've got that checkpoint. Which saves our stars. All good. Lying down. You can see the code through a hole in its chest. And that's all the stars. So we're ready to finish the level. You get a lot more of these booster pads in the sequel, actually. So it's interesting seeing how they follow on from each other. And there's the ice cream and the goal. We've reclaimed it. A precious dessert treat. There's Tori enjoying her ice cream. Thank you for playing Tori 3D. Game by Marcus Horn. Port by Sebastian Cooper. Diplodocus Games. Level design by Marcus Horn, Herbert, and Sebastian Cooper. Oh my gosh, it's so fast. Tori was voiced by Siona. That's who I was talking about as the voice actor. The sequel also gives a tag TTV Siona. See you next game. And by getting all the stars, we've unlocked Macbat. I'll do a brief show of how he works. Oh, you do it from the earlier screen. Macbat, special feature endless jumps. You can see the outline of what ramen bowl looks like as well. Excuse me. So, yeah, I think Macbat might be a little slower than Tori in running, but he can do this. Infinitely fly. And with this, you can just explore everything that's out there. You can fly right up to it. And go in the code hole. Yeah, it's just hollow. Let me see. Are there any secrets to discover in this game by flying? There definitely are in the sequel. I don't recall if there's anything to discover out there. But yeah, that's basically it for Toree 3D. Like I said, it's a short game. But yeah, it's a $1 game, which I think is cheap for what you're getting, really. It's a really cool game. So that's Toree 3D. Again, I've played it before, but for the first time, I'm going to be playing Toree 3D Jumbled Jam, that remix game that one of the level designers worked on. I assume the level designer that they were talking about was that third name that I didn't recognize. Okay, just trying to capture this now. Where's my button to do that? There it is. Okay. I'll just read that description again. A small new game that takes elements from the original Tori 3D and remixes them into 4 new levels. Kaliros, one of the level designers for both Tori games, was kind of bored during early stages of Tori 2's development, so he tried to come up with new and really outlandish designs and ideas for the level elements in Tori 3D. These levels will feel different from all the ones in the other 2 games. Just consider these new levels as the obscure and forgotten Tori 3D ROM hack. So that is the tone that we're going into this with, and I can see now this was for some reason running while it was in the background, and the volume was quite low. I don't know how to get it so that it's running while I'm also looking at it, but yeah, is that audio balance okay, Given saying that these have been quite neat so far? Yeah, really cute games, eh? I'm very cool. I'm very pleased with them as games. Since this is a ROM hack, let's untick new soundtrack, and I guess we're doing the old soundtrack. Oops, I accidentally clicked exit. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the original soundtrack. This is actually what I'm familiar with of what the game sounded like when I played it. So that's good. We'll get both experiences because this is a remix of the original game, of course. Okay, so here's our 4 remix levels. Ducktown Throwdown is our first one in the cyberpunk zone. No, in the city zone. Yeah, that will be in the same order, I'm sure. And they're throwing lots of ducks at us straight up. Oh wow, look at that. 187 stars. Many more to collect. It didn't give us a choice of character, so I'm going to assume that you don't have the unlockables in this game. This is Jumbled Jam, the kind of spin-off game. So it doesn't have all the full features that the original one did. And you can already tell how different the level design feels. It's a bit more compact here. Lots of hazards thrown at you. So yeah, it's great giving them a different feel like that. Oh, yeah, I already missed some stars, see? I guess I'll go for the stars. Yeah, let's do it. That's the way I like to play games, is getting all the stuff as much as I can. That big duck caught me out. Chickens versus ducks, the eternal contest. I do like that design where it's just a head, giant bill, some feet. So this was released after Tori 2, but it was sort of developed during early Tori 2 development, and probably best to play it after the first one since it's a remix. And actually, in some ways, this leads into Tori 2 kind of well because, whoa, what a weird trap. Okay. Yeah, the whole hiding giant ducks around corners thing is actually done in Tori 2 a little bit. Oh, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tricking you with a camera angle there, okay. The buildings are spinning over there, boy, oh boy. Yeah, these columns are very Vaporwave inspired, I feel like. Just the look of them. You see columns a lot in Vaporwave. Oh, yeah, nice. Dodged. So many ducks trying to catch you out. 50 more stars. The numbers are so much higher. Oh no! Oh, okay. Saved us down here. Oh, nah, never mind. Where am I? Oh yeah, I got dropped here. Gotta do this slide section again. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to show both soundtracks. It fits, yes, well, in that it looks like the levels here are much longer than they were in the original game. So we're not getting shortchanged on the soundtrack at all. When I played Tori 3D, it only had the original soundtrack. I don't know when the new one was added. Let's see if I can do it this time. Oh yeah, I did it. But there's still stuff down there, I'm sure. So, like, ugh. I might actually not run for a bit, which is a different change of pace here. Yeah, I can see what Siactro was saying about the level design feeling different. It's a bit more exploratory, instead of racing through an obstacle course in the same way. Alright, that looks like everything. So we can move on over here. Okay. Ah! Also, I gotta say, the camera movement sensitivity on the right thumbstick is... Oh, actually, you can turn that up, yeah. That'll help me. Okay. Yeah, that feels better. Okay. Moving buildings intersecting with the conveyors. That's crazy. Alright, nice. 30 left. Oh, wow. Whoa! Good. Whoa. Oh, run, Tori. Looks like these are so fast that you can't make headway. You gotta jump to move along them in the opposite direction. Oh. Okay. 12 more. Going for the time trials in this game, I think is going to be a unique challenge that I may not be equipped to handle right now in my weakened state, especially within time constraints of a stream environment. Okay, one more. Oh no, you're kidding. It's okay. Luckily, again, it saves all the stars. Never lose any star progress. Oh, unless you finish the level without getting them all, of course. Then you have to start again. Wow, really interesting. It's great seeing what a different level design philosophy these have. Okay, Fraught Freeze is the next one, back in the ice zone. 105 stars this time. And lots of stars around in the background, the big ones. Arr! Spooky! Don't you spook me, you jerks. We also have a very cute bee with, I don't know if you noticed this before, but the bees have earmuffs in the snow levels. Looks like they didn't give Tori her earmuffs, sadly. She has occasional small costume changes depending on the level environment. I'm just curious if there's anything up around here. Oh! We've got a glitch zone and a snowball, but nothing else, that's fine. What's this? You hiding anything up here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, back on the slide. Let's go. Woo! Whoa. Okay. Yeah, between this game's remixes, or remixed stage types, and the bonus levels in Toree 2, which I'll be only too happy to show off later, it's interesting seeing the developers toying with like the identity of Tori as a series and how it plays, because these play very differently to the main game's levels. Which are all about speeding through and sort of a flow state. These ones are a bit more sort of puzzly, explory kind of thing, which is interesting. Both flavors of 3D platforming that I enjoy in different ways, so it's good to see them both being used here in the Toree games. Whoa. Yeah, the Macbat and Kiwi 64 games are very much in the collectathon type genre, homaging Res and 64 games in particular, most of the time. Siactro is actually working on a new Kiwi game now, actually, which is really cool to see. A follow-up to Kiwi 64 that expands on that with more capabilities for Kiwi. Kiwi is pretty basic in their abilities in the original Kiwi 64, which was a sort of small one-level homage to Banjo-Kazooie, although it did have the bonus levels added post-release in an update, which was nice. Sort of Christmassy themed, yeah, just an extra level, which was great. I do recommend Kiwi 64 if you haven't tried it out already. I showed it on stream, but it's available for free on Siactro's itch page. Macbat 64 too, also highly recommended. But also the Toree games, they're all great. Everything that he's made has been awesome. Okay, left or right. See, the star's actually moving closer, and it does have a damage box, so it can kill you. That is true in the original levels in Toree 3D as well. If you do allow the star to get too close to you, it will kill you. So these spooky kind of elements are still here. It's part of the identity of the series. Okay. Okay. Let's go this way first. I can hear the star getting closer, actually. It's a bit of a ramen moment for me. Where the audio design is cueing you in that you're still being pursued. Even if your back is to your enemy. When my phone rang just at the start of the stream, I was hoping it was from a potential employer offering me a job, because I had an interview that went pretty well, but I haven't heard back after they contacted the referees, which is causing me some stress on top of the whole awful sleep thing. So let me tell you about sleep apnea testing. So sleep apnea is a condition where your brain doesn't sleep properly and bad things happen. And it causes you to not sleep well and then be tired during the day. And I possibly have that. We're trying to figure that out. I probably do. But it's a matter of like what type it is and then how you treat it with what kind of peripheral. Yeah, I'm gonna be a cyborg with some kind of machine on me, I guess. So to test it, to test how you sleep, they wire you up with a whole bunch of electrodes. So I had 2 attached to my forehead, 2 on my temples to track eye movement, 2 behind my ears to track the jaw and grinding of teeth. And then there was one on my collarbone, there was one on my rib, that was to track heartbeat. The ones on the forehead for brain activity, and the ones on the temples are for eye movement during REM sleep. And all of those are held on with little sticky pads, and then there's 4 on the legs, 2 on each shin muscle. So you're like a walking bundle of wires. And they, of course, attach it all a little bit before you sleep, so then you have to spend your evening all wired up like a medical experiment. And then on top of all those electrodes, there's the finger sensor, which tracks... What does that track? Blood pressure or something? The guy was telling me that's the most important one, but I'm not sure what it was exactly tracking. So that was, yeah, the finger thing. And then the most intrusive probably is the nose plug. 2 little tubes that go into your nostrils to, I guess, track how you breathe. And they all go down to this little monitor device that is strapped to your chest. And you're supposed to sleep in this condition, and it sucks. But it's what they have to do to get that data. Ta-da! We're done. Yeah, it might be worth doing, Gibbon. She's saying that she might need to get that done to figure out why she never sleeps well. Yeah, big mystery. Wild, wild winds. And then, like, yeah. I was sort of in denial about it for a long time, but there's a local lung and sleep clinic near me that specializes in this kind of thing, and they have the take-home tests. Some sleep clinics do in-house tests where you sleep in their room, in their lab, and it's easier for them to track you that way, but it's less comfortable for you. This way, they strap you in with all the equipment, then you go home and sleep in your own bed, which is probably a better test of exactly how you sleep. Just curious if there's anything over here. Nope, there's no hitbox on that. No contact. But like, my GP didn't know about it for some reason. When I asked him about what I should do about this, he was recommending a place in Sydney, which is a long way away from me. Okay, what am I doing here? Gonna go up like this and then, yep, jump. So I only knew because my brother-in-law had done this same take-home test from this place, so I told my GP about it and got the referral. So if you're looking to do something like this, it might be worth doing your own research and taking that to the GP if they don't know about anything around. So you might ask them first. I don't know. Oh, what's this? Looks like it's spelling something out. Siactro, Siactro. Good stuff. I'll gladly take all these stars. Yeah, sadly, the common treatment for sleep apnea is the CPAP machine, which I find extremely intrusive and distressing. It's like a big powered device that you strap to your face every night. And it corrects your breathing and stuff. Like, it's unfortunate, but that's kind of what they have to do. I really don't want that to be what's wrong with me, because it could be a different cause that does not necessitate the CPAP machine. But, yeah, I'm afraid that it might be. And even when you get that prognosis, getting the CPAP machine, there's different ones, and you got to find one that's right for you. Anyway, that's the process. We've embarked on the process. And the examination is over. So now I just need to wait on word from the experts. Yep, I'm cheesing this part by not engaging with the air, just running on the top of the fans. That works. They let me do it. Oh boy. Yeah, so Tori has some momentum, so when she, like, she has this inertia, especially when you've come off a conveyor belt, you sort of keep being propelled in a slippery fashion in that direction. The ice amplifies this factor, but like you have to sort of run in the opposite direction if you want to slow down. It even happens in the air, as you can see like that. Yeah. These ducks are still scary. Okay. Yeah, you can see this level's going real wacky with the fans being pretty extreme with it. Hey, we got all the stars. Lovely. And our final level, Mama Goes to Town. Okay. Cool. So we're back on the cyber highway. And the number of stars is daunting when you start a level, but they do have lots of them in big clumps, so I guess it's not too bad. The levels are definitely bigger than they were in Torrey 3D though. Yeah, so it is an interesting change of pace overall. And like the size of the game, it's described as bite size, you know, the original games. When I finished both of them, my experience has been, that was great, but I want more. And it's fine of them to keep the games small as they are, that's perfectly acceptable. But it's also good to have these little bonus things for a little bit more Tori goodness if you're into it. Whoa! Yeah, so I remember this music when I played the Switch version by Diplodocus, ported by Diplodocus, and Diplodocus did some level design as well on both games. I'm curious what the credits say for this. I suppose it's reusing all the assets and music from the original game, so they'll probably get credited as well, but the way the description is written makes it sound like it was one person doing all the level design. I thought I missed one over there. Okay, good. So that's that section done. Lovely. We're almost halfway through the star route as well. Whoa! Little squid tentacle there. Poking out. Again, it's using all the same assets and stuff, but just the level design feels so different. And that's why it's such an important part of game design. Level design was one of the strengths of Regina and Mac, actually. So it's good that Diplodocus is still collaborating with Siactro on doing work within the Tori games as well. Regina and Mac is not $1. I think it's more like 15. But it's really cool. The music's great in Regina and Mac too. But yeah, that upcoming collection is probably a great way to experience all the games together. Get them in a bundle. Hopefully it comes to other platforms other than Xbox. But all these games are individually available for various platforms as well. Oh, nuts. I think the Tori games are still on Switch only for consoles. And as far as the PC goes, they're all Windows exclusive. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. This is, yeah, wild. This level design. It's interesting. And these tiers of highway are really cool. Glad they give you a checkpoint at each one, of course. That's just friendly. Just double checking I didn't miss any stars hidden away. Don't think that this game pulls that kind of trick often. Which is good. Ah! Oh, nuts. Okay, so it looks like there's an upper path and a lower path. There's 6 more stars to get, so this might just be a matter of preference. But it could be that a riskier, higher path leads to the collectibles, so that's what I'm going to assume. I'll head up there. Can still look down on the things below. The moving trucks is probably the obstacle that throws me off the most, so I think I'm glad to skip those if I take this path. Oh, I tried to slip between the bees and it's just too tight. We might want to jump around those actually. Oop, never mind. Oh, okay. Gibbon says, yeah, both my folks have CPAP machines, so I'm not hopeful. Yeah, my dad probably should get one. But you know what they say, doctors make the worst patients. Oh, I just noticed, by the way, the banners over here on the sides of the road advertising Tori 2, the sequel. Lovely stuff. Ah! I said I would go around, but I tried to go through the middle again. Oh, what's up with the frame rate? I think I'm dropping some frames, maybe. Oh, no, it looks okay. On and off, probably. That's Australian internet for you. Okay. Oh, how am I going to do this? This is so tough. Okay, let's... I'm right at the edge here. Okay, do this. Oh, nuts. I shouldn't have... Yeah, okay. I know what I did wrong. And I know how to do it better. So I'm going to try again. Woohoo. Great. Oh no, the stars are actually in the bottom. What do I do now? Yeah, it's just an alternate path, but it's actually the bottom path that has my much longed for collectibles. Let me just grab them. Oh well, I did the B path, so that's cool. Let's go. Showtime. Well, that went well. Although this is taking a little bit longer than I maybe hoped for. But I'll go ahead with my original plan of playing through all the games. Might just go a little bit longer today. So, a remix by Caleros, Golden Johns. Level design by Caleros, yeah, but all the rest of it. New soundtrack by Kamikaze Bitch. Okay, that's good to know. Oh. And that's Jumble Jam. Great little mini expansion on the mini series of Tori games. Okay. Let's play Tori 2 now in the order of release. That didn't mean anything because Tori Jumble Jam was released after Tori 2. Forget I said anything. Sometimes my mouth goes before my brain. Anyway. Make sure this one's captured. Cool. There it is. Siactro's back with the sequel. 2021. Same year as Tori 3D, actually. But surprise, that hard-won ice cream was stolen away by Glitch Angel itself. This one was also ported to Switch. I would describe it as more of the same, but that's no bad thing, because it's all good. So I'll show you the bonus later. It's great. I will get to it after we do the main game. In the main game, we have access to 4 characters this time. Macbat and Tasty Ramen are unlocked in the same way by getting all stars and by getting A ranks on speed. The final character... How did I unlock? Oh, I remember now. There's bonus collectible hidden CDs, and you don't find out until you unlock it, but it's Glitch Angel, the character, as an unlockable, playable character, much bigger than the others in its character model, but it has the speed of Ramen Bowl, the infinite jumps of Macbat, and the cuteness of Tori. Special feature is a bird. But yeah, let's do it. Maybe I won't go for all stars this time. If I miss some, that's fine. But there it goes. It had my ice cream and it just took off. I played this game very recently, so I'm pretty familiar with the level designs. Tori 3D was at least a year ago that I played it, so I'd forgotten exactly how the levels go, but this is actually still actively in my muscle memory. So it's probably no big deal to grab all the stars actually as I'm playing it, but yeah, we'll see. The interesting thing for me at this point is seeing how this sequel might have been influenced by the experiments of Jumbled Jam. And I think that that is a factor here, having now played Jumble Jam. But yeah, like, look at these robots. They're cute. They're awesome. That's all I wanted to say. So these boost pads are new. They'll give you a little burst of speed, in addition to the conveyors and the, well, the other kind of conveyor with like the arrows on it. I guess they work the same way. They just give you more land velocity. Here's another new mechanic. These gates go through the middle. You get a boost of speed. Everything, every mechanic is just giving you a boost of speed actually. But it just works a little differently. And that is to teach you that while you're surrounded by this aura from the burst of speed from the electro gate, you are able to destroy enemies like those robots. And yeah, I will say that I love collecting all the stars, but also mastering going through these levels quickly is also very satisfying. Okay. So same thing, we'll play the levels in order of the style of thing they are, just double checking options there. Love this soundtrack here. The background music for this one I find very cool. Anyway. Whoop. You actually keep that aura for a fair while if you keep moving, which then lets you defeat more enemies like so. And these gates are one way, by the way. If you walk into them from behind, they will shoot you back in the same direction because they're intended to be gone through in that direction. Okay. So this is going to be a bad time trial run, but grabbing the stars is just something I find satisfying. And yes, these robots will kill you if you touch them. We will see the ducks again later, as far as enemies go. I don't remember bees. Oh, nah, maybe. We'll see. Here's a variant of the robots. This might be the first sort of spooky element of this sequel, but the robots are now wearing sort of, it looks like maybe cow skull. A lot of animals have heads shaped like that, so yeah, some kind of animal skull. And the first CD is up on top of there. If you have Macbat, you come back here and you fly up on top of that building and grab that CD. Oh wait, this is the second level. Oh, there it is. You saw it. Nessa came through. I forgot what building it was. I'm not sure where the CD was in the first level, but basically the idea is you take Macbat into a level, you fly around. Oh, I missed a star. Oh no, that's embarrassing. And yeah, you flap around until you spot it on an out-of-the-way landmass or something. Often you can see them during normal gameplay in the distance, so yeah. Duck! Hello, Ducky. Angry ducks are back again. So this is like the beach resort style level. Again, lots of pink around. That's the aesthetic. Oh yeah, the bees are back, of course. Of course they are. And whoop, the deck chairs are your little bounce pads. I think I missed the star. Yep. So that's just a cute effect. Gives a bit of character to the world. And our friend the octopus from the oil rig stages in 3D is back. This time living it up at the resort with some giant sunglasses, it looks like. And I think the CD is over there on that small island between the two tentacles. And yeah, if you find all 8 CDs, or is it 9? Yeah, one of them. Then you unlock the Glitch Angel, of course. As I said. But yeah, it's like I said, it's more of the same, but there's a few extra mechanics, and just, that's fine. More of the same is just what I wanted after playing the earlier Tori games, so very happy to have this. And of course the level sort of environments are all new, the level designs themselves are new and feel a bit different in some ways. Like this one kind of folds back on itself down there, you can see. There's a hole in that wall. If you go through that, you just die. There's nothing there. I can maybe get up there from here. Yeah, there. But it's just a drop. I was caught out by that during my playthrough. And we have actual vocals in this song, which is cool. The ducks carrying bees on their backs, very cute. Alright, this is good. Boing, shwoo. Oops. Looks like I messed that up. Yeah. You only get the one double jump when going through those boost pads. The wind tunnel things recharged your double jump in whenever they showed up earlier. Ugh. Nuts. Oof. Close. These bounces also recharge a double jump. Yes, you might expect. Ah! I forget about that every single time. But there's your spook for this level. Catches me out every time. But yeah, I feel like this level is bigger than most of the ones in the first game. Ta-da! Okay. These are cool levels. This is the space battle theme. You're running on the backs of giant spaceships that are shooting at each other. And there's a lot of speed boosts in these ones. Big glitch skull over there. I don't know if, oh, it might not be glitchy, just a bit spooky. Also notice how Tori is now wearing a space helmet. Another one of those minor costume changes that I mentioned earlier. It's very cute. Splam. Where was the CD in this one? I think it's... They're often on a little isolated platform that's out in space somewhere that Tori is never able to get, but Macbat can eventually flap over to it. Requires a different kind of... Oh! A different kind of thinking for exploring the level. Whereas Torrey's about finding the critical path, especially if you're going for time trials. Shaving away those fractions of a second. It's very addictive. Maybe I'll get one A rank on like one of my favorite levels if I can decide which one I want to do it on. Because it's fun to do. Bah! The good thing about, even if you're going for a time trial, if you die and get returned to a checkpoint, watch the timer. It resets back to 0, and that also means that the timers save your time that you got to that point in. Like, so if you're doing a good time trial, whoops, nuts, then checkpoints actually continue to save you, unlike, I don't know, other games such as Masupalami Hooper Adventure, where if you die and go back to a checkpoint, the level time keeps running from that point. Ah, forget it. Not doing a time trial this time, apparently. It's fine. Not to call out Masupalami Hooper Adventure. That's just the first thing that came to mind because it's the last game I played before this. Yeah, I played it a few days ago. It's great, by the way. If it hasn't gone on your radar, Masupalami Hooper Adventure, which is a weird name, but kind of makes sense if you're familiar with the series, because they always say "Hooba." That's their thing. That's the catchphrase. So it's Hooba Adventure, and Masupalami is like a thing. It's a creature. I don't know. I described it as like a lemur with a really long tail, but the name, of course, comes from marsupial. So it's some kind of possum, maybe. Definitely primate-like, I would say, but it has sort of rabbit ears as well. Anyway, it's like a Belgian comics character from the 50s, but has been adapted into cartoons and stuff. You might be familiar in the English-speaking world with the 90s Disney cartoon version of Masupalami. But of course, it's a much older French property. It's had several other French animated adaptations as well. This new game, which was released in, I believe, 2020 or something. There's your creepy skull, by the way. Yeah, this game, Masupalami Hooper Adventure, I think it was supposed to tie into a new show, but I don't know if the new show has been made yet. But either way, the game itself is out, and it's great. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the greatest 2D platformers of the 2010s. Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, and Rayman, Odyssey, and Legends. Because it takes cues from both of those series, equally remixes them, and does something great with them. It's really cool. Masupalami Hooper Adventure is one of the best games I've played this year. I had a lot of fun with it. But also Toree 2 is the game I played this year and enjoyed very much, and that's what I'm playing now, so I'll stop talking about other stuff. In the Fire Temple levels, Tori now gets a snazzy little hat, and it's extremely cute, like everything in this game. Oops. Nuts. Of course, the lava is there as a hazard. Well, not really. Like, death planes exist on all levels in these games, so it's not anything special. If you fall down, you die no matter what's below you. But it's a nice bit of flavor. Now, see this platform? Yeah, we'll see it again in a minute. Streams of lava, of course. Now there's a hazard. They're just kind of popping out of blocks in the sky. I don't know how that is supposed to work, but whatever. Anyway, this is the final set of levels before the finale. And they have an interesting, like, style to them, in the sense that the platforming is more... Like, the last one was all about speed boosts. This one is sort of back and forth, tricky platforming a bit more. And notice the skulls down here, very cool. I think they may be a reference to Crocomire in Super Metroid, perhaps, who was also spotted. See, that thing just rotated, that's what I was talking about. The same platform we went through before has now moved, so we're going through it in a different direction. And that's that interlocking level design that these particular levels have over the other ones in the game. Yeah, you do see a skull that looks very much like Crocomire in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, in, what is it, the Coliseum? Or is it the Game Boy Advance one? Where was that one? I don't know. Look it up yourself. Sorry. Okay. This is the final regular level. In this one, there's a bit of a gimmick where at some point we're going to start being chased, but also there's rotating platforms with bits cut out of them. That is our hazard over there. I don't exactly know what it is because we only see the top part of its head, but it's very spooky and I don't want it to get any closer, thank you very much. So the deck chairs are here for some reason. Oh! Tricky to get all those before the platform disappears. As it falls down and crumbles, it will actually despawn at a certain point. Wow. This one took me a lot of tries to do when I first did it, but I just did it in one. And there's the CD in the background. Little spot of it there. Oh boy, that's spooky. It's like a giant slug. But that will kill you if you hang around for too long on that lower area. Okay, I think I've decided to go for a speed run on this one because it's really cool and very kinetic. Once you get these boosts, it's very good flow. So let's do this. Never mind. I just want to go for 1A rank on this one, that's all. Probably shouldn't be wasting time, but oh well. Turns out we're here for a good time and a long time. Okay, so I've just got the checkpoint, 28 seconds, it resets us back to 26. That's what I was talking about, a practical demonstration. That's all. Oh! Yeah, you keep more speed if you only do a single jump. The double jump kind of slows you down a little bit if you've gained extra speed. So if you're trying to go for those good times, you want to stay on the floor of those moving platforms as much as you can and do single jumps. This is feeling good. Yeah, that gap you can actually just skip over. Close. Whoop. A rank, got it. So most of the time I'm adjusting the camera with the L2 button You can move it with the analog stick, but if you're going you're trying to be fast as well, you can't really move your hand away from the jump and run controls to adjust the camera during your run. So we were in its world before, now we're in its home, actually, and that ice cream is taunting us. Unlike the kind of mashup zone of the final level of the previous game, Toree 3D, in Toree 2 it's sort of a new environment. Again, very pink. It's the ice cream, we got it! Wait a minute. It's just a cardboard standee. That's extremely cleverly done, by the way. It's very cool. It was a fake. We're not done yet. We need to do a tricky platforming level first. So there's glitch holes back, the tears in space-time, as well as these sort of ominous humanoid figures in the background, and the jellies, which are fun. These hands will move. I don't know if they kill you if you stay on too long. I never tried. But as I recall, there's no stars here, and there's no timer ticking down. So this is a purely adventure level just to complete. And once we've done it, what the heck is that? I'm not comfortable with that. Anyway, yeah. So level 9 in Toree 3D had timer and collectibles, but that's not the case on this one. You just do the level. But, of course, there's more. We found it. Can we have our ice cream back, please? Oh no, what's happening? It's growing in size. And here we have a boss fight. Yes. Unique to this game is this final boss. And I've memorized the attack patterns of each of these 4 orbs. That's quite loud. Let me just check the balance there. It looks okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Just a bit of a peak during some of these attacks. This one's going to be the lava fall. Bottom left is the laser. Top right is the one that happens least often, but it's kind of a slam attack, I think, from memory. So that laser, yeah. So basically, each of these orbs, you avoid their attack, and then the orb will drop down. Oops, I missed it. So then you got to redo the whole thing again. And once they've done their attack and missed you, hopefully, they'll drop down and you're able to retaliate by reflecting them back at the boss. It's wearing a mask. You crack the mask and then expose the face, and then you keep attacking the face with the orbs. But once you're in phase 2... Oh, yeah, I misread the angle on that. Once you're in phase 2, the arena changes, some of the platforms drop out, and the orb attack patterns change as well. They get more difficult. This one. So let's see if I got it right. Yeah, it kind of approaches you. It's not exactly a slam, I guess, but it's just surrounded itself with a shield and is creeping up on you. I never saw that particular orb attack you in phase 2. So I don't know how it changes. But they all get more difficult to avoid, especially with the change in terrain. I think this one gets faster, possibly. Oh, that was close. My least favorite one. Yeah. The laser comes out much sooner, like during the charge up noise, which is very tricky. I guess that's the one that changes the most. The other ones are just maybe a bit faster. Yep, there it goes. And the laser actually persists longer too, so I find that the most dangerous one. And again, we didn't see what the palm trees do in phase 2. You're automatically given an S rank for this because there's no timer on it. And yeah, that's the end of Toree 2. Oh, that's so adorable. Okay, but it's not quite the end because there's the bonus levels, of course, and this final cutscene where Tori, enjoying her ice cream, suddenly realizes that Glitch Angel over here is really sad and goes up and offers her the ice cream of her own free will. It's adorable. It's so nice. It's so wholesome. And now they're friends. And that's why Glitch Angel becomes an unlockable character. Okay, port by Sebastian Cooper, level design by those three. Yep. So it's possible Caloris had a different name in the first game's credits, because Siactro says on the Jumble Jam page that that he was involved in level design on both games. I forget what he was credited as in the first one. Anyway, having done the normal levels of Tori 2, we've had a bunch added in a bonus update. Lovely stuff. If you unlock any of these characters in the main game, they will be available in the bonus now. But I'll play them as Tori because that's kind of how they're intended. Yeah, we'll do them in order. So this is what we start on. It was sort of obviously a Christmas update because there are the Christmas baubles there. There's snow, there's jangly bells in the soundtrack, there's pine trees everywhere. The idea is 2 of the 3 are actually very different style of level. They're more like Kiwi 64 style open collectathon type things, which again, very different kind of design to what is happening in most of the Torrey levels. There's also NPCs here that we can talk to, so we'll approach this. I should have really brought something warmer. It's so cold. Anyway, enjoy the ice skating area. So I'm not sure who this character is actually. Some kind of bunny. They might have been in Macbat 64 and I don't remember them. But here's the evil ramen guy from the opening of Tasty Ramen. I just really don't want to be here. I'm not sure who this one is. Oh, was this the boss in Macbat 64 in the bathtub? Yeah, I think they're from Macbat 64. The future looks like it will show the bat away onto the small screen, finally. Okay. Oh, there's different ones. It might not be about you. It involves a red plane. The future looks covered in darkness. Just messing with you. It's all fine. So this is giving us oracular... The future looks filled with bad jokes. Sorry. Yes, oracular predictions. A desert full of ruins. Clues possibly about upcoming games. For instance, Kiwi in their new game, Super Kiwi 64. Coming soon from Siactro. So what does Kiwi got to say? Hey, if you want to listen to another tune, you can switch the BGM here, and you can interact with this to change the background music. But I don't mind the default. Yeah, it's just lovely to see Kiwi here in a Tori game, especially as an NPC in another collectathon level. That's a very cute little Easter egg, as well as these other ones from other Siactro games. I probably should have revisited them to remember where these other two are from, but I'm pretty sure this guy's in Macbat. Anyway, let's engage with the level now. So, to get to the goal, you need to collect 5 ice creams. How do you do that? Well, there's a few ways to do it. One way is to interact with these TV screens. Hello, you've reached Siactro HQ. We're currently closed. Please try again later. So, yeah. There's also ducks around, but they're friendly. You can bounce on them. These are little gacha machines that give you capsule toys. By collecting all 6 of them, that's one way to get an ice cream in this level. Sometimes the ice creams are just hanging around. You can jump up here, get boosted up, and I've just grabbed one out of midair. So that's 1. There's actually 6 ice creams to get in the whole of this level. So I don't know if the little characters... See, I've just grabbed another one there. Those ones are just sitting around, but the other ones require other tasks to be done. Yeah, I don't know if those characters that are represented in the gacha toys are references to something. Let me know if you know. Anyway, yes. So like I said, it's really cool and different to have this kind of level design in a Tori game. And it still works really well, actually. So the screen, hello, you reach Uncle's Ramen Shop. How can I help? Oh, not again. Ren, catch that. I guess cut off a bit, but probably talking about the haunted ramen bowl. And there's another one here. Boo, you scared yet? Spooky face. Okay, this should be the last capsule. Yep, so that's awarded me... What? It didn't give me an ice cream. What was it for then? I swear I got one. Or I did. 1, 2... Yeah, that did give me an ice cream. Okay, so I got all the capsules for an ice cream. Interacted with all the screens for another ice cream, so I'm at 4 now. Hey kid, it's me. Have you found all the... Oh, this is not even our game. I'm too soon. So this might be a character from an upcoming game as well. Bit of a hint. So that's all 4 of the ice creams in this little city zone. Now we ascend the mountain over here. It took me a while to figure out the ice cream awarding mechanics, so... they're back from Tori 3D. Spooky snowballs. So yeah, I'm glad that I now have an understanding of them all at this point, so I can just do it. The Torrey bot, the Torrey mech. It has a boost as well, and yeah, you fly around for a bit. It's only on the one plane, which does help. So you don't ascend and descend, but by smashing all those crystals, you grab another ice cream. So that's enough to exit the level, but there's another one just over here. So you can skip any of those if you're going for the speed run on this level. I wasn't able to get an A rank on this, it's difficult. But there's all our stars, all our ice creams, and we can head to the exit. Very cute little level. I love that little experiment in collectathon style stuff. Helps it feel of a piece with Macbat and Kiwi as well. So level 2 is different. Grab the light bulbs and deliver them to the sockets. Now this is very open. We can go left or right, we can go up or down. There's a lot of ways to go and light bulbs to collect. So this is tricky. These will boost you around. Well, yeah, nuts. Sadly, the light bulbs are not stored, but there are checkpoints scattered liberally around. So the checkpoints will save your light bulb status. Our meter down there will fill up when we get them and when we deliver them in a different color. Okay. So you're either hunting for light bulbs or you're hunting for places to put them. And I believe the checkpoints are also reusable, which helps. Whee! So I don't think there's any reason not to use one if you go past. Originally when I did this, I was sort of saving checkpoints and maybe losing more progress because of it. Because I was waiting to deliver some more light bulbs before I activated them. But I don't think you need to worry about that too much. So, okay. If you jump off the end of this platform, there's 2 different conveyors, one going this way, the other going the opposite way. It's all exploration stuff, it's really cool. So that's the last one I activated, so it's still on. But if I hit another one and then go back, I believe it will be available again. I think that's how it works. So I do want all the stars too, because I am a masochist. Let's go. Oh, yeah, that was dumb. Of course, I didn't have enough speed for that. Which means I need to grab that one again. But what I can do... Whoa, okay. Yeah. Those boost gates are actually traps on this, because you have to really manage your momentum. Not to fall off. Oh, nuts. At least I got the stars, so let's rush to the light bulb. Then we can loop back, actually, before we go up to the next tier. Oh boy. Okay. I'll go this way. By loop back, I meant go all the way around the tree on this plane. Okay, so checkpoints. Ah, okay. Where can I get another bulb? I think, yeah, there's one on the conveyor over here. Where does this go? This way. So if you turn left at the start, you end up on these conveyors. Like so. And then you can, whoop, ugh, nuts. It's okay. Whoa. Forgot about that. So yeah, I am kind of glad I pre-played this level, because if you don't know what you're doing, there is a lot of wandering around, back and forth, getting lost and so on. So I've got a bit of pre-planning here. See the duck buried in the snow. Poor thing. Ducks are our friends now. They're not trying to eat us anymore. Okay, we're way up high now, which we don't really need to be right now. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's possible to miss that one. So that's the end of the level. Might as well grab this checkpoint. And then head back down. Whoa! Wow. Yeah, so I thought I could land on that crane, but I guess not. These platforms, however, you can stop on them. So that's where we started, but we can also get to the top of that, and there's stuff to see at the top of those buildings. To see and collect, of course. And let's do it right now. So maybe not on top of the buildings, but in this little plaza next to it. Grab that bulb. Boost. Yeah, I'm really glad these checkpoints are reusable. So let's see, this bulb over here. A bulb spot, socket. Yeah, you might notice my avatar on Twitch is actually twinkly, so that's the kind of vibes I'm getting here. Freeze Easy Peek in Banjo-Kazooie has the twinkly light bulbs. They're like Christmas lights that you interact with in a few different objectives. And how do I get up there? From above. Or Lucas, of course, that works too. Drop down. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is great. I always loved it. When I joined the DK Vine forum and was choosing an avatar for use on the forums, I picked it because it looked non-threatening and also like a bit obscure, because a lot of people join the forum and just pick like Donkey Kong as their avatar, and like in a community that's focused on those games, I think that's a bit of a false step, because it's like not distinctive enough. Whereas nobody's picking the twinkly, so I can make it my thing, you know? Not to put anyone down who does choose Donkey Kong. That's well within your rights. Yeah. So I'm just reminded of that whole history when I play this, because it's all about gathering Christmas lights and stuff. Okay. So I believe there's actually one extra light on this than you need, much like the previous level where there were 6 ice creams, but you only needed 5 to finish the level. You can get an extra globe somewhere. If I remember right. And now we have 3 globes that need homes. We just have to find where to put them. There's one. Whoa! You can actually interrupt your upward momentum if you jump just after coming out of one of those boosts. Okay. 2 more to deliver. I believe, yeah, there's one there. And then I guess we got to hunt for the last one. And then once we've done that, we head to the top of the tree. Or is the last one at the top, or near the top of the tree? It's not at the top, but it might be near the top. But it's likely I've just missed it somewhere. Can't move the camera up further than this, but I can climb these crystals. Okay, I just discovered a new feature. If you press A or like east on your D-pad, on your face button pad, Tori just does a little bop for no reason. I don't think it does anything. Does it make you fall faster? It's a different animation in midair. Hold on. I got a little experimenting to do. Yeah, she just looks down. I don't know what that does. Okay, so we're still looking for... Ah, there it is. Spotto. Excuse me. Poorly judged, which means I've lost a bit of progress. That's okay, we're right here. So it's back over there. Yep, I know where to go now. Oh, wow. I didn't know about that, Gibbon. She says, I can't believe someone got a custom Rusty Pup Neon before I could. Yeah, that's crazy. Gibbon is the biggest Rusty Pup fan in the entire world. Did you ever find the secret of the Conker reference or whatever it was? Well, there was a ukulele cameo or something? Yeah, there's some rumored hidden things inside Rusty Pup, Chris Seaver's latest game at Gory Detail with oh, what's the other guy's name? I'm so sorry. What's his name? It's another guy who also worked on Conker and stuff. Anyway, they made Parachute Stan and they made Rusty Pup. Whoops. Oh well, I've got my checkpoint. But yeah, Gibbon's saying she's quite satisfied with her Mayor Pauline. Sorry, I mispronounced that. Mayor Pauline avatar. Yes. It is indeed fabulous. Was that one made by Cameron or maybe Pine? Some great neon avatar creators on the DKY forum. The avatar system on the forum is based on the sort of neon face outlines that you see in the sky in Nintendo 64, Mario Kart 64 Rainbow Road. Okay, this present, if you pick it up, as far as I can tell, nothing happens. Oh, maybe you need to pick it up to spawn the end gate, which is down on that island on the right side of the screen. Okay, I didn't see anything change, but there's a weird thing about this level that I don't quite understand, so I'll try and explain it later. But basically you can loop back around here through a really difficult obstacle course, and you go up through these jump gates and you end up going across here. And I don't know what that achieves because I've never done it as Tori. It was just too hard. But the main flow of the level is this. You go down these ice things. This is the third bonus, and unlike the two other collectathon type levels, this one is more of a straightforward standard Torrey obstacle course type level design, which is fine. I love those too. Certainly more straightforward to get through. But yeah, I really like the change of pace that the two sort of experimental collectathon ones are. So this bonus level, like the other bonus levels, have fun stuff about them, like the NPC cameos in the first one. This one has the return of the cyber highway thing happening there. The angry ducks are here. We've got the squid over there in the background. Gibbon says she has not found the secret hidden reference in Rusty Pup. She says, I'm like the only person searching for it, really. Yeah. So that's the end of the level. You go over there and you go in the goal. But if you go back this way, there's some really difficult jumps, boost pads, chains of boosting and jumping that eventually, like I showed you, leads you back to the start. But I don't know what that accomplishes exactly. So I guess the idea of this is you're taking a present and delivering it through this obstacle course to get to your friends at the end. This is Regina and Mac from Diplodocus's game of the same name. It's just lovely seeing them here as a cameo like that. Again, cementing that whole crossover thing that those two guys have going on. It's really nice. In the Switch port, they actually add this model to other levels of the game as a little secret. So you can see it in the final volcano level, for example. But yeah, it's Tori delivering a present to her little friends from the sister series. And I think that's really nice. So that's the end of Tori 2. Adorable little game. Love it so much. That's the 3 bonus levels that were added in the update. Really cool added value for this game. Just make it even more of a great little package that's only $1 US. So, finally, we're going to be playing Toree Genesis. I'll go back to its page so we can see a little bit more about it to contextualize it. Happy 31st birthday, Hedgehog. A small 3-level Tori thing to celebrate the 31st birthday of that Hedgehog. It's Sonic. We know what they're talking about. No big secret that a lot of inspiration for my bird games comes from that Hedgehog series, so this is a small way of celebrating. Big thanks to R3 for providing an absolutely amazing soundtrack. And of course, Sega is not affiliated. This is a free tribute. And also, this was a Monday at 9 PM idea, so development was only 2.5 days. Game Jam vibes. So please excuse some potential bugs. I will make sure to update the game in case any might appear. And you can see the kind of design of this evokes the old Sonic games as well. Did I have anything else that I need to say? You can get the download of the OST separately. Oh yeah. Okay. One more thing. On Twitter in what was this, May of this year, Siactro posted this thing, working on a prototype during a game jam for Tori Online. This hasn't been released yet. I don't know if it will be, but this is the only other Tori thing I know of that is worth mentioning. Tori Net. Oops, a couple of screenshots here from a stream with a bunch of Tories in play at once, and you can see some fun things going on in the background. Looks like a promo for Kiwi 64 over there. I don't know who this character is, but they look cute. Tories have different outfits and stuff, and just, yeah, platforming around the little level alongside other Tories. Very cute idea, and I hope it gets made into a real game and gets released. But until then, this is the end of the Tori saga as it is, Toree Genesis. So we'll go ahead and capture that footage as soon as the game launches. Oh, it's captured my mouse. Come on. Okay, that should come up in a second. We've just got the splash screen for Siactro. And here we are, 2022. Made 19 days ago, updated 16 days ago. Toree Genesis. So this should have 3 levels, it said. Oh, yep, and that just throws you straight into them. Yep, so got a little bit of Emerald Hill stuff going on here. Music. Kind of evoking Sonic style stuff. Very cute. Yeah, it looks like a lot of hold X or shift to run. Yeah, it looks like the assets for like the level areas and these enemies is reused from Tori 2 probably. So yeah, you can sort of think of this in a similar way to how Jumbled Jam was for the first game. It's a little remix to make it a bit more of a Sonic homage. Yeah. Obviously we've got the obstacle course type things. I saw that crystal. How do I get that? Oh, what's this? It's like a Robotnik capsule. A little Tori mech reused from the bonus level of Tori 2, where we flew that mech around. This time it's a little Robotnik thing going on with Glitch Angel there. How do I get up there? Ugh! I want those collectibles. Yeah, so the name, Toree Genesis, That's kind of interesting because it's a bit of a deep pull from Sonic lore. They use the word Genesis a few times in the series, like it's used in some of the comics for various things, like there's the Super Genesis Wave. And stuff like that. There's actually a game release called Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, which is probably a reference to like the meaning of the word, the way it's used in like the Bible as the beginning or something, because it's a port of Sonic 1 from the Mega Drive to the Game Boy Advance. So otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure why the word Genesis is used prominently a lot of the time. It's a little odd, you know. Okay, that was like a joke. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I want to see how long I could get away with deadpanning through that. But yeah, obviously none of the Mega Drive Sonic games are 3D like this, except I guess 3D Blast, but not like this. Okay. Ugh, yes. So I got this one. That's cute. Little Tori face on a monitor. I don't know how to get that earlier crystal though. I feel like I need to go back for it. Yeah, I gotta go back. So yeah, despite the name, this feels a bit adventurer-esque, of course. But back then the lines were blurry, you know. So I was thinking maybe get that boost and then jump. Yeah, that's it. That was the secret. Let's say hello to our friend here. Hello, buddy. Enjoying that ice cream? Yeah, buddy. Just double checking. Don't want to miss any special collectibles. Oh! Nuts. Yeah, like I said, the boost pads do not reset your double jump. So if you double jump into them, then you won't be able to do the second jump afterwards. I think that's a trap. I think it's easier to not go for that boost. Oh no, robots! Yeah, so I'm running into a bit of that whole... what do you call it? Like a... It's a bee that's made up to look like Big the Cat with a fishing rod. That's amazing. Perfect. So perfect. Yeah, that kind of... what do you call it? Where two things are at cross purposes. Like... exploratory collecting versus speed. Which is something that is sometimes at odds in certain Sonic games. And... oh, what the heck? We have a little, like, Power Rangers outfit here. Is this like Metal Sonic style? Interesting. But yeah, we're in like a floating airship thing, which is, of course, in almost every Sonic game. Giant robotic airship. I think Heroes might have been the first one to have it be... No, that's not true. I'm not familiar enough with the whole series to really speak authoritatively on it, but yeah. Platforming around a giant airship. That's a Sonic thing. And now it's here in Tori. This is so cute. What a great tribute. Ah, no, I died. Juxtaposition, that might be it. Also, Gibbon enjoyed the bee. Big the bee. Big bee wolf. Yeah, juxtaposition between collecting and speeding. And for these, it's like you do the level twice, basically, getting all the stars and then getting a good time. If you're really good, you might be able to get both at once. Yeah, but in a lot of Sonic games, you're often asked to juggle the two of them as well. I see a crystal over there, but I'm not sure how to get it. Maybe I can drop down from above later. I gotta turn camera sensitivity up. That's better. Yeah, I see. Oh, that's the end. Okay. But there's no level select, so if I actually leave here, then I won't be able to come back. So I'm going for it. Oh, great. I can walk on this. First crystal. Third crystal, actually. Notice the rings, of course. Rings. Have you played a Sonic game? A lot of them have rings. I don't know of any that doesn't have rings, actually. There's your challenge. Name a Sonic game that has no rings. Are there rings in Sonic and All-Stars Racing? I don't know. G. Oh, what does G mean? Is that like gun? Gun, the organization? Yeah, I'll pass on that reference. Not sure about that one. So that's the first crystal. And the third one was on the platform above this. Oh, okay. That was easy to get. You just turn to the right instead of going this way. I just assumed that I would fall through it, because there's some levels in early games, as you've seen, where geometry is visible but intangible, you might say. Alright, I've spotted the last crystal now, so just hop down here. Ta-da! And it's Big B again. Hello, buddy. Alright, now we can head to the exit. While avoiding the robots, hopefully. Yeah, Gibbon says that she thinks that is gun. Goodo. I sort of got that reference. I think they might have first appeared in Adventure 2, but they're a big part of Shadow the Hedgehog. But again, I'm not sure. The only 3D Sonic game... I've played Generations, but from that era of the franchise, the only thing I've played is Adventure. And you saw me do it, because I did it on stream. I played a bunch of mods which replaced characters, like it put in Blaze in place of Sonic, which is great. And I also played through Gamma's story, which was really cool. Although I may have missed some of the nuances of it. Apologies to Cameron Regal. Okay, final level. Yes, this is our rival character, Hawky. So I'm Tori, and this is Hawky with like a cool mohawk and a jetpack and cyber glasses. Whoa! They're fast. Whoops. Oh, we're doing bad. Yeah, Hawky's very fast. I think you can get an ending without beating Hawky in this race, but obviously you want to try and beat him as well. Beat them. Don't know much about Hawky yet. They're a bit of an enigma. Oh, I saw this. It's Big. Big is always the guardian of these crystals. Big the bee. They're not quite the Chaos Gems. Emeralds. Sorry. Bad Sonic fan here. Yeah, they're a different shape. They're similar shape to the Crash Bandicoot crystals, I guess. I don't remember what they're called, those ones. Oh, well, I guess we're restarting. Oh, a mini-map! I never noticed that. We have a mini-map for this level that shows you the position of Hawky as well in the race. So that's great. I just wanted a chance to grab these stars, though. We'll treat this as a collectible level. Even when I died, it didn't reset the race. So, that's fine. We'll just do this collectathon style. Maybe if it gives me another chance to do the race mode, I might try and beat Hawkeye. Otherwise, we'll acknowledge Hawkeye's superiority in the race sphere for now. Okay. Gotta get in the middle of these. If you're good, you can sort of scoot around, get to the middle of them, and it'll shoot you straight through that line of stars, but I missed it a few times. I also missed a gem early in the level, it looks like. Where could it be? If needs be, I'll die later. Restart again. These ones don't have checkpoints, it looks like. Small enough to not need them, I would say. Although this one might be pushing it a bit. So that's the second gem. It's before that point of the level. First one. Much like Ukulele and the Impossible Lair, the placement of our collectibles in the UI shows us which ones we're missing. The twit coins work the same way because they're numbered 1 to 5, and that's very useful when you're hunting for specific ones. Everyone go play Ukulele in the Impossible Lair. It's great. Okay. You loser. That's so rude, Hawkeye. How dare you? Oh! Yeah, we gotta use our speed to actually get over that one. But as for the first gem, where could that be? I'm really zooming my camera around to have a look. Oh, see it? Yeah, okay, we can get that. Just here. Beautiful. Alright, we're all set up to complete this game 100% collectibles. That's great. Although we'll never beat Hawkeye. No sir. Our eternal rival who was just introduced. What a fun thing though. Makes this game feel even more substantial to the Tori universe, introducing a rival character. That's great. I hope they show up in Super Tori generations. Oh boy! Coming soon. Never. Got him. It's the final boss form of Glitch Angel recolored green back there. That's cool. Good stuff. Ugh. And you're so rude. Why with the unnecessary insults? Okay. You now play a Super Toree, so I got all the chaos, the order crystals or whatever. Okay, level design entirely by Marcus Horn, music by R3 Tron. Siona again voiced Tori, and etc. Many more. Many more thanks. Including Kalaros, previous level designer, for some QA. So let's see what Super Tori is, and maybe as Super Tori we'll be able to beat Hawkeye there. Oh, I'm glowing gold. And I run fast. Very fast, actually. Do I get extra jumps? I do not. But it does not cost rings to do this. But wow, look at this. I wonder if this is actually going to count for time trials. My timer is still going. But I'm definitely faster than before. I wonder if I'm invincible all the time, or if I just want to have that aura. Well, I am super after all. Yeah, Super Tori will be able to blitz Hawkeye. Well, it does time me still. Got myself an S rank, how about that? We don't have the level select to actually view these, unfortunately, but that's alright. It's for my own satisfaction. Although I'm doing it the cheat way. Whoops. Oh! The timer actually kept going through the death. Unlike how it worked in Tori 2. Okay. That might be a bug to report, perhaps. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh boy. Okay. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I forgot. Whoa, boy. You still keep that momentum like I was saying before. Whoa, okay. Just a B rank this time. I made some mistakes, and the timer didn't reset when I died. It's all good. Okay, Hawkeye, you got it coming, boy. Let's go. All right. This feels good. Ooh. Camera's being a bit of a dog. Go, go, go. Where's Hawkeye? Quick glance at the mini-map. Okay, we're doing well. We're in the lead. Comfortable lead so far. Ooh! Oh no! Dang. Oh, it reset. Okay, perhaps if you die before Hawkeye's finished the race, then they don't get locked in as the winner. That's good. Good to know. Oh yeah. This speed is incredible. It's exhilarating. Yeah, a lot of these drops you just don't need to jump. I've been unnecessarily jumping and losing speed because of it. Oh no! Okay. Easy peasy. C rank, but I beat Hawkeye by a mile. Look at that. Ta-da! Wow. What a rush to end the Tori saga on for now. Well, okay, so what I meant was, that's the end of the Tori saga for now, but that's the end of the stream as well, today. Anyway, yes. Whoa, I think I need to lie down. See you next game. There's one thing I wanted to do a quick check on before we finish today. I should have left that running so we can listen to that lovely music in the background. Or maybe it doesn't work like that. Oh no, it does. Great. I wanted to just scan the Siactro Twitter because I know they mention Hawkeye at some point. Capture. This actually does run in the background, unlike some of the other ones. Oh yeah, here's a promo for the upcoming Super Kiwi 64. Pretty good stuff. Keep an eye on that one. I know there was something about Hawkeye here somewhere. Oh, go away. What? Go away? Really? It's never done this before. Like, Twitter suddenly thinks it's Facebook. God damn. Making me look up my password. Wow, it's long. Okay, here we go. That one. Now, if you listen closely to my keystrokes and triangulate the position, you'll be able to spoof my password. Isn't that great? Yeah, okay. What's happened here? I just wanted to look for that Hawkeye tweet. Seen Hawkeye in the full glory. It's here somewhere. Let's go to the media tab. Okay. There they are. The promo screenshot. Okay. Update for Tori Genesis. Oh, it's an update. Okay. The last level is now a race against Tori's long-time lost rival, Hawkeye. The level is still winnable if you lose, but there is going to be the worst of penalties for it. And that's, of course, referring to that insulting sign that Hawkeye was holding up there. So yeah, I knew I got that name from somewhere. And here's the promo screenshot. Lovely stuff. So that was added in the update 3 days after launch. The level was there, but the race was not. So yeah, that's good stuff. And that's the end of the stream. Once again, you can go to siactro.itch.io and see all of Siactro's games there. They're also on Steam, and some have been ported to console. But I did ask him. They're on, some of them are on Game Jolt as well. But like ages ago, I asked him like which platform should I get it on where you get the most cut, and I believe he said Itch.io. But anyway, I find Itch.io very convenient. But yeah, so all your games are there. All these other games that I played today as well are there. I recommend every single one of them, so go check them out. If you're into the 90s and 3D games from the 90s. I do not recognize this skeleton. I don't know what that's from. I got to replay Macbat one of these days. There's some cool stuff in there that I've forgotten about. But that's the end of the stream. Thanks for joining me. This has been a lot of fun for me, and I hope you've had fun watching. Oh no, Twitter's informing me that there's a new login that they didn't know about. Yeah, no duh. Just looking at what I'm going to play next. I might be playing some Block Breaker games, which was inspired by one of the games that I discovered during the Queer Itch Jam. Not Jam, bundle. So I'll have to work out how to actually do that. But that's my tentative idea. So I'll see you then. Until then, have a good one. Stay safe. And be excellent to each other. Bye.